10 canvas. Thank you, Doris and Wanda, for using an 8 by 10 canvas. And I've drawn just some little mittens hanging together on a line. And we're gonna bring it down a little, probably about an inch from the bottom, because we are gonna add some things. Yay, Michelle got her crosses. We're gonna add some things to the top of the mittens. So I have this that I took off of a jar that we broke, one of the red jars. I have candy canes that we can break down. I have little pieces. I have icicles. I have green glass. I have clear glass. I have these cute little things that I took off the jars that we broke. I have jingle bells. Oh my goodness, I have all the things. But our first order of business is to get our, let's see if we can take this off. Our first order of business is to get our background painted and our mittens painted. So let's just start there. Let's don't get too far ahead of ourselves. Hey Samantha, pretty girl, how are you? I saw all your pictures of your family. So I'm gonna go ahead and just get this canvas open. And thank you guys for sprinkling and letting your people know that we're here. This is, like I said, this is our, hey Ella, this is our last live for the Christmas season. I'm gonna pull up for next Wednesday during my little week off. I'm gonna pull up some, an old Wonderful Live that is very popular, and we're gonna repost that. So we will be posting some fun things, but it just won't be live, but that'll be all right. Y'all can say hi to me anyway. Okay, so here is my cute little mittens, and which way do I want them? I want them this way. I am going to paint my background first. I'm just kind of taking a peek. Hey Amanda, I'm taking a peek, kind of trying to decide, because I do want all my things coming out the top. So let's just go ahead and paint the surface. It's kind of rough. It's one of those textury ones. So let me grab a plate. Got all my plates have goodies for the top in them. So I'm gonna put some white on my plate, and we're just going to, thank you Sue, you're so sweet. I'm going to just add some color. I'm gonna do something a little non-traditional in my background. I'm gonna add some whites, and then I'm gonna add a little bit of Calypso blue. And then I got a little bit of desert turquoise. Hey Joanne. And we're gonna start that way. Trying to decide about my mittens. My mittens are gonna be red with white cuffs that we're gonna add glass to. I'm wondering if I should trace that out. Nah, we'll just work with it. All right, so I'm gonna grab a brush. I'm gonna get one that's a little bigger than normal. I'm gonna start with my white. I'm gonna get a thin coat of white on my canvas, and I'm gonna work kind of fast so that we can blend our colors together. I just got right to business. My tooth hurts, y'all. I'm like, oh, get these little thingies off. I'm not a happy camper. And that makes you grumpy too, doesn't it? Thank you for the stars, Melinda. Thank you, love. Merry Christmas to y'all too. Some, you know, toothache, earache, that's the kind of stuff that makes you grumpy as all get out right here at the holidays. Okay, I'm gonna grab up one of my blues. I'm gonna start with the Calypso, I think. And I'm just going to start I'm just gonna bring it down. I'm trying to do something different. I don't know. Other color. I don't know if it'll turn out, but we're gonna play with it. We're gonna go back and forth. So last night we made a cute little angel. I don't know if y'all saw that. I didn't have a great picture of it because I was at the dentist all day, literally. We kind of did a watery, drippy technique, and then I was like, I need to kind of hone in on that and practice that a little better. Haven't done that in a while. Done a couple of drippy techniques in the shattered circle, but not in a while. I'm gonna work this way. I just want to get a little teal because I'm doing my Mittens red, and one of my favorite color combinations is teal and red. I think those two colors really look great together. I'm going to offload some of this. I'm going to get some more whites. I'm going to lightly just tickle over the top with some of those whites. I don't know what I'm doing, y'all. I'm just futzing. Do y'all ever futz? Futz around? That's what I'm doing. And I might even, y'all don't judge. But let's make a few little drips. I'm just feeling drippy today. Now watch. I'm gonna try this. This is water, okay? I'm just gonna hit the top. And I'm gonna let that run just a little bit. Add a little more color. And we'll stick that in the water. There are glass strips. Deanna says it sounds like glass strips going on in the background. You would be correct in assuming that. It is totally happening. All right, I am going to grab my heat gun and I'm gonna dry this in the direction from here to here to try. I'm gonna turn it this way, away from me a little, and stand up and try to push that water downward because I wanna see those drippies. May actually, hang on. Just trying to add something else. You know, I gotta make things difficult. It's my last live of the year, so let's go out with a bang, right? So I got white on my brush. Watery white. Let's see how much of a mess I can make. All right, I'm kind of digging the way that looks. And some of this is going to get covered up by our mittens, obviously. So, I don't know what crawled up me, but it is All right. Yay, Tiffany. Oh yeah, I can do that too, Joanne. Let's get this dry. I'm gonna drop this a little. I don't think it's gonna run anymore. So I'm gonna lay it flat. And I'm gonna trip over the cord. And turn it back the right way. I'm gonna get it dry and then we'll do that. We'll smatter a little white. This is super cool. All right, I think that's dry enough to do white. So let me grab my little toothbrush. Y'all know I love snow. No. This is the only kind of snow I like. Where'd my toothbrush go? Here, toothbrush. I don't see it. We're gonna have to, oh, here it is. Oh. Sorry, guys. Toothbrush. And I'm gonna turn this. We'll add some more white. Roll Tide, Amy. We'll add a little white. We'll add a little water. We'll stir that up. Make it loosey-goosey. We're just making this fancy. Maybe a little more. Let me test it. Nope, that'll do. That'll do. Right, I'm gonna move some things out the way because this can be messy. So what I've done, made myself a little white soup and dipped my toothbrush in it. Need a little more running, hang on. Then we're gonna just tap it on the side of the plate to get those big drops off. Now I'm gonna stand up so I don't get it all over me. I'm gonna take my brush and I'm gonna run my finger across the bristles to make snow. So, yes. I'll show you this close up. If I sound like I have a mouthful of cotton, it's because I still have a little numbness for some reason. Need a little bit more. And check it out, check it out. I don't think you can have too much. All right, let's get that taken care of. Let's get that off your finger. You can use, if you don't like that, like doing that with your finger, you can totally like use a popsicle stick or something. But check out this snow. Now it's got snow. So let's get this dry. Hey Judy, how are you? Let's get our snow dry and then we'll get started on our mittens. This won't take but a second. All these droplets will dry pretty fast. Thank you, Sue. We just did this. We just pulled this out of nowhere. We just decided at the last minute to do something different, and that's what, this is what happened. So I want to make sure some of those bigger droplets are dry so we don't smear them when we trace. Merry Christmas! Hey Sin! How you doing? How are you feeling, Cynthia? Woo! So, here's our background. Something a little different. Oh, no way, Sherry! Holy moly! I am so glad you got out. That is crazy pants. Where did my mittens go? Let's find the mittens. Okay, guys, so here, I'm trying to decide. I think we're gonna go this way, thumbs out. And I'm just gonna line this up with the bottom and make sure it's equal on both sides. And I'm gonna grab some tape. This is still a little warm, so I'm trying to take my time a little. The warmth kind of makes your tracer curl up. We'll tape this down, make ourselves a little hinge. That is so scary. And I'm going to take my graphite paper that I accidentally tore. Can you tell? Something was sitting on top of it, and I grabbed it and tried to just jerk it out from under, and it was having no part of that. So it just tore my entire graphite paper in half. That's all right. We're going to use it anyway. Don't bother me. All right. I'm not going to draw my clothesline or my line or whatever you want to call it. I'm just going to do my mittens. I'm going to start with the left one and just kind of make them we're going to do, the tops are going to be white, and then we're going to have some star-fired glass there. Because we're going to have some really fun stuff coming out the top of our mittens. Kind of like they're using them as, using them as a stocking. And let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to start with white. Hey, Montana girl. I'm going to start with white because that's probably going to take a coat or two to get, trying to find a dirty plate so I don't have to get a clean one. That's probably going to take more than one coat. So I'm going to start with the white, then we'll do the red. We'll do another coat of white after that. So, did you, Laura, have fun? He's one of my favorites. Are you talking about the vintage one? He is definitely one of my faves. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and just white out the top of those mittens. It might not be too bad. Probably won't even see the top of this because we're going to have some glass and some greenery and some flowers, some poinsettias and some candy canes, all kinds of stuff coming out of there. Whatever we deem worthy. So, hey you. How are you? What you doing? Working. You making glass strips? And that's a pretty decent first coat there. So now let's go ahead and get our red going. For the red, I'm using cherry red. It's kind of my favorite red. It's not too bright, not too dark. It's a great Christmas red. So let's start with that. And let me see if I can get a little bit of a bigger brush. Maybe not. All my brushes are on the sink, I think. No? Trying to find one that looks like it's already been in the red. Those things color. All right, so this will do. So let's just get our, oh, look at the red on the blue. Is that not gorgeous? I think my red is not stirred up. The red's gonna need a second coat too. We're just second coating all around. This blue is special. Isn't this red pretty? I got too much water in my brush, I think. All right, so let's go around. The cherry red is Americana. So this is our little partial mitten. I'm gonna go around the little fingers. All right, guys, while I'm painting, let's do a poll. Mittens or gloves? What's your preference? Mittens or gloves? I'm a mittens girl. Cindy, that sure was a cute guy with you on Facebook a couple of days ago. Isn't he cute? I think he's cute too, Judy. I like him all right. He's cutting glass strips, so he can't be too bad, right? Can't be too awful. All right, I gotta hold my mouth right to get this. Gloves, gloves, mittens. I don't know why, but I feel like mittens keep your hands warmer. Maybe it's just me, all in my head kind of thing. Because I get told that sometimes, that things are all in my head. We might hit this with a dryer too, and that way we can go ahead and second coat faster. Because I think just 2 coats is going to be worthy on both of these. I think it's going to work out really well. It's because we got some pretty good coverage with 1 coat. So let's go ahead. Is the cute guy mystery man? Yes, he is. Gloves, driving, mittens for everything else. Connie, they actually make, well, I guess you can't do that with mittens, but they make gloves. Have you guys seen the gloves that have the little funny tips on them so that you can like touch your phone? Those are pretty cool. Gloves, we got mostly gloves, folks. We're gonna need gloves this week. I think the low for Thursday or Friday here is 4 degrees. Now let me just talk to you about the fact that I live in the South. We're not supposed to have 4 degrees. That is unacceptable. Completely unacceptable. Okay, so let's hit that white again. That ain't cool. I'm gonna start with a clean brush because I stuck my white brush in with the red paint, and that ain't cool either. So let's get some little more white on. A little more white. And we'll make this fluff for the mittens. Ooh, I almost dipped that in red, and that would have been tragic. Tragic. And if you're doing this, don't stress too much about the white looking perfect, because we are going to add some glass to the top where the white is. That's where we're going to add our glass, because it'll make a smooth transition for anything that we have coming out of the top of the mittens. So it doesn't look like it's just coming out of nowhere. That worked out really nicely. All right, let me grab that red brush. Minus 40. No, thank you. I would be moving out right now if it was going to be minus 40 here. I'd be like, nope. Bye, y'all. See you later. All right, so let's second coat. I'm going to add a little bit more red and a tiny smidge of black to my plate. I'm going to turn that menopause fan off. A little bit of black, just a smidge. We don't need much, just a little dots. Okay, so let's go in and second coat. Ooh. Second coat the red. I have to like be quiet sometimes when I'm doing this because I have to hold my mouth just right to get a nice clean line. Do you guys have to do that too? Hold your mouth right. All right, so I'm going to focus on this left partial mitten for now. So I'm going to get the red on all the way around. Here comes either the fire department or the police or an ambulance. Hear it? All right, I'm going to offload the red just a little. And I'm going to go in. I'm going to turn this upside down because it's easier for me to pull this way. That line where your mittens are separate, I'm going to put a tiny bit of black on my brush. Oops, I got too much of the red off. Hang on. I want it to be a little wet. A little bit of that black. And I'm going to pull into that wet paint just a tiny bit of black right on that line. That helps separate our mittens one from the other, right? See how now they look like two separate mittens. All right, so I'm going to hit it again. Teeny tiny bit of black. And I'm going to go underneath the white and just create a little bit of a shadow there to make that fur on the top of the glove stand out. And right here where the thumb hits, I'm going to add a tiny bit of black there too. See how I did that? Now that left side of that mitten looks like a mitten. Let's see, let me add a little more here just for depth. I'm gonna rinse all that off. And I'm gonna grab the tiniest bit of white. Actually, I need to add some red because it's starting to dry. I had my fan on and the air was moving too much. So I need a little bit of moisture there. I'm gonna get my corner in the white and do the same thing. I'm gonna brush it through. And then I'm gonna come in and on the outside of this thumb, I'm just gonna give it one little swoop of that color and that creates a highlight. So now that mitten starts to look a little bit of 3D. 62 in Florida. So that looks super cool. So let's do the same thing to this one. So I'm gonna rinse all that off. We'll go with the red again. Fill all that in nicely. I'm just gonna do the center and then work on the outside edge because that's where we're gonna do our shading. So I'll save it till last and maybe it won't be too dried up. Right. make sure it's really nice and wet under, the paint is nice and wet underneath that fur. I'm gonna offload some of that red. I'm gonna grab up a tiny, I don't know why I feel so awkward today. I'm gonna grab up a tiny bit of the black on my brush, back and forth. And this brush doesn't want to cooperate either, for whatever reason. And we're gonna come under that. All right, hang on. I got clean water. I think I brushed up against something white. I'm gonna go black on the corner, just brush it through so it blends. Then we're gonna come up here in that wet red paint and add that line that kind of creates a little shadow. And we'll bring it around a little. There we are. Now, let's do the thumb. Same thing, we'll get a little bit of red on there, a little bit of black on the other side. There we go. And it just kind of blends in. And I'm gonna do a little bit of a shadow right here on this side of the thumb. We've got to turn it the right way. Oops, right way. Close enough. Close enough. Now I'm gonna wet this again because it's starting to dry. We'll add a little white there, and then we can move on. Dip into the white, blend back and forth. Create us a little shadow here, little highlights. And voila, how's that look? Cute, very cute. All right, so now I'm gonna get this dry and I'm gonna do just a tiny bit of line work. Actually, I'm not. I'm gonna do a little bit of leaves coming out just for a little green background. So I'm gonna add 2 greens. This is avocado, this is Hauser Green Lights. Thank you, Becky. Sherry says she has a blizzard. Oh. So I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna find me a round brush. Come here, round brush. Just a little round. And I'm gonna add a few leaves, just some greenery coming out. I'm just gonna be very loosey-goosey about it. I'm not gonna try to be perfect. I just want a background so that when we add our green glass and all of our little goodies, it's not blue behind there. So let's just go ahead and add, and let's also think about scale, okay? So I'm gonna just kind of do a little bit of, we'll do a little holly, we'll do a couple little evergreens. Most of this will be hidden, so we're not gonna stress about it too much. Just want something behind there. Let's add a smidge of white too. So we don't have the blue background. So just something for a little help. And let's do another one here. Let's just add, this is not the best brush for that, but like I said, it's not really gonna show that much. So I'm going to try not to micromanage it. Throw in a little light green on one side. Maybe a little white on the other. And let's see. Let's do, I'm just going to do a regular leaf shape because really we just want some green here. We'll pile on a couple. So I went by today and saw my new warehouse and it's looking so good. I'm so excited. They were framing the inside up. So it's starting to look like something now. And so that's super exciting for me. I'm gonna throw in is it cutting in and out? Let's do, I'm gonna just do another one of these. We'll throw some red dots in there. This is literally just filler. I'm just gonna add in just some squiggles. Now I'm gonna find my teeny tiny incy wincy little eyelashy brush. This is not it, but it'll do. And I'm going to see about just making some evergreen. So we'll just come right out of here. I'm gonna come this way. I'm gonna start kind of between my holly. And I'm just gonna make some lines. Want your green to be kind of wet and loose when you're doing this, so it flows really nice, almost like an ink consistency. A little more water. We're gonna throw one, I'm trying to stay out of anything wet down here. I'm gonna throw one this way too. Almost done, guys, I promise. I just didn't want to leave this like blank. We'll do one. And we'll come one here. That might be sufficient to make it not, I can't decide which way to go, not look terribly naked underneath. All right, can't have that. I'm gonna do just some lines coming out. We'll go into the lighter color too. Get it kind of runny. We'll pull out a few little green things. They're just things now. Little vinies. All right, so I think we're good. Pretty happy with this. It'll keep it from looking bare under there. I think we're ready to get this dry, do our line work. Oh my goodness, that's gonna be cool. So really, it's just a hot mess. Just a few leaves, no big deal. I'm gonna grab up, because I have holly there, I'm gonna grab just the end of my paintbrush and we're gonna make a few little berries there. I'm gonna throw just one or two over here. I don't even know if they're gonna even show. That didn't show up. I don't know if they're even gonna show once we add all our other little goodies, but we're gonna add them anyway. And if they show, they show. If they don't, they don't. How about that? So let's get this dry. Then we can do our line work and then we can start adding glass. It's practice. It's not really as, okay, let me start over. First, I gotta get this big water blob out before my beads, my berries start running. It's just practice and doing things over and over and over. It becomes easier all the time. I'm gonna turn this down a notch because I feel like I'm hitting it too hard. But while I do that, I'm just gonna hold this on here. I'm gonna show you what we did last night. Check out this angel that we did last night. Is she not gorgeous? I love her, and she's holding baby Jesus. She is so pretty. We did her last night inside the membership. Hey, Christy. Laura, I don't have a real candy cane, but you know what I have? A fake one. Okay, look at there. So this is dry. I love the background. I'm so glad y'all talked me into that. I think I talked y'all into it. I don't know. We'll see how it works. However it works. Okay, so let me grab my little pen. This is my little pen. Hey, Karen. And I am going to just go around. I want to find my edge of this. I wanted to find the edge of that one mitten. That's probably not even going to show because we are going to add glass there, but I like doing it anyway because if I show you, then you have the option, okay? So we're going to go around, strokes, short, quick strokes around. I think we need a dot, dot, dot. Around the mittens themselves. And then we'll come up here and add more lines to our evergreens and our leaves. Just to give it some extra detail. Give it that oomph it needs. No biggie. Around, just short strokes going around all my elements. Hit or miss. Some are hit, some are miss. We'll show you this close up too. So some of that won't even show, but we're going for it, right? So check it out. That is how the detail turns out. It really makes a difference. Seeing those little lines. Love it. Can't wait to see your angel, Deanna. All right, so now we are ready to add all the things, right? So the first thing I want to do is, I think I'm going to try to decide what we're going to add. Okay, so I have, obviously, a candy cane. We're going to have to cut that off, probably. We'll add that in somewhere in here. I think I'm going to go ahead and cut it so we can visualize. So I'm going to cut him like right there. I'm just going to use my tile nippers or my mosaic nippers and cut that. It's actually made of plastic. The candy cane is, so it cuts really easy. So you just, now we'll save that for something else. So that is going to be coming right out of there. And let's see what else we have. I even have little icicles if we want to use them. I think I had 2 icicles, yep. 2 little icicles. We can stick right in there. I have this thing that I used in my wreath. Could go in there. I have this, and if I decide to use this, I'll probably just stick it on after we pour the resin. I don't know. What do you think about using this? We could put it right in here, but we'll lay it in after our resin. I don't think I like that. So tell me what y'all think. That looks so cool there. So I have these 2. I think these are super cool. I bought this, I think, at Hobby Lobby. It's just these little crystal, it's like a stem, but it's got these little crystal things on it. I think I'm gonna cut 1 or 2 of those off. And we'll use that as well, because it's just pretty. Maybe we'll add it like hanging down like that. Let's see if we can find another one that is nice. We'll cut that off too. I don't like that, so we're gonna do this. And we'll get one more shorter one. Digging these things. We're gonna add some other stuff too. So I'm just kind of futzing around right now, trying to figure it out. Let me show you this close up. Oh my goodness. I know it's hard to see from far away because these are clear. These are translucent and clear little elements. But I also have, we can add a little bit of green glass. And we're gonna add this clear glass to the top of our mittens. But look what we have. I did bring some red and some green. So I kind of like to throw a poinsettia in, but I'm not sure where to put it. Let me think. If this was over here, let me throw a little poinsettia-ish kind of thing and see what happens. And we may want it, we may not. It's going to be small. So let me see. And it can be kind of floating up here. So let's see what we can do. Y'all know I love making these poinsettias. Need littler pieces though. These may be too big. How are y'all feeling about the poinsettia? Should we just stick with the other stuff? It needs the bell. Yeah, we can add the bell for sure. Like right there, that would be so cute. Are y'all feeling the poinsettia? Let's kind of start there. And then we'll fill in right here. Got to make a hole for the middle, don't we? Always want to make them touch, and then it's like, hey, 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 wait a minute. This is going to be so cute. All right, I'm trying to pick out pieces as I work. I'm going to nip that off a little just so it fits. Fit that in right there. I'm going to scooch some of this over and we'll work our poinsettia in, and then we'll work around it. And here. Oh, I got some nose on the poinsettia. All right, let's futz with it just for a minute. I think it might be too overpowering, but let's look and then we'll decide. Let's mess with it just for a second. It's too much, isn't it? Do you feel like it's too much? Yeah, no? I kind of feel the same, so let's just take it off. Let's don't waste our time on that. So let's add this back. We'll put this here. We'll add our these little things here. We can bend this and like make it bendy. We could put our bell here. What are you thinking? We'll add our little clear. I'm gonna throw a little bit of green glass in just to add in a little bit of extra green. Yeah, I agree. It was starting to be a little overpowering. We'll put this in here. And we'll throw a piece in there. Let's see. I think we're gonna add this in like right there. And I have all kinds of little goodies. I have little leaf things. Hang on. Leaf shapes. We can use in all different colors. I love these. This is just sheet glass cut into little small nips. So we can add that here and there too, just for a little bit of dimension coming out of there. And I'm gonna pull this off for a sec and add, I feel like I need some red berries. Stephen Gray.
Yes.
That table in front of me, the door table, are there some red beads in there? Look, red bead. Some of this I'm gonna need to glue down. Like right there in that box, is there some red beads? I'm gonna go ahead real quick and add my Starfire, okay? So I'm gonna grab some glue, and hopefully there's glue in here. Oh, perfect, look at there. Red beads. Thank you, darling. I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna add just a bit of glue here. So I can add my starfire because I think it's going to help us with decision making. So I got a lot of stuff over here. A lot of stuff. So let's grab the starfire. And let's see. I'm gonna kind of place it a little bit because it's such a small area, but then we will pile a little more on top. So give me a sec. So you'll still be able to see all the beautifulness underneath. Beautifulness, more ambulance. One more little piece there, and I think then we can lay it out. There, now I can just kind of lay it on top. The little nuggets. Get off there. And a couple more, trying to keep them within the top. Let's see, oops. Green and red, oh, this thing instead of the candy cane maybe? What do you think, candy cane or swirly thing? Is the candy cane too much? This one's even better. It's kind of really swirly. So let me know what you think about that while I futz with the top of the mitten. I swear it does, doesn't it, Cheryl? That's the second one since we've been live. I don't know why these want to bump around. Let me put one more piece here. Candy cane, candy cane, candy cane. I have a couple of these little things too we can add here and there. Let's get rid of this. And I'm not digging. I think we got a little too much of that. Let me see if I have another little something I want to put, like coming out of here. All right, so I think if we put something like on top of the candy cane when we resin, like maybe something like this that kind of hides in there a little bit, hides the little end. I think that'll look better to me. It's just a little awkward right now, and I need something right there. Need something in that little hole. And maybe it'll be berries. Let's see. And maybe one there. Let's see. Let's see what we got. We got berries. I'm gonna stick one berry over here. And then maybe if we put 3 little berries here. And then we'll put that there. Let's go ahead and just glue him down. The silver ornament's bigger than the bell, so I don't know about that. I kind of like the bell, so we'll see. This is like surgery, y'all. Need one more piece of the right size leaf. maybe right here. I'll stick that right there. And something is missing though, y'all. Something is bugging me. Let me put the glue top back on before I make a mess. But something, I'm looking around my table for stuff. Maybe another, where'd my glue go? Like that. Okay, so y'all think this is too much? What if I put it in here? That's still too much? The bell, too much? I'm gonna bring it closer so you can see it. Can you see the top better now? The bell too big for everywhere? There? No? Too big for here? I feel like something needs to be here. I don't know what it is. Something small. Yeah, let's see. Let me go. Not any of that. What if it was just 2 little pieces of glass? Look, hang on. Bell is too big, unanimously. What if we just added 2 little bops of red? That kind of like fills in that space and it's not too overwhelming. What do you think? It's kind of cute. And let's put one more berry. Thank you for the sprinkles. All right, guys. I'm getting on my own nerves. Getting on my nerves. Okay. I think it's enough. I like it. I think it's enough. I think we could get a little crazy here. And I think I'm gonna have to pull this off so I can resin. I think it's perfect too. I think sometimes you just have to stop. You know, it's easy sometimes just to keep going and going and going, but I think sometimes you just have to stop. So I think we're going to. So, and I think when I show you a close-up of this tomorrow, you're going to love it as much as I do. So I'm gonna like very gently try to remove this. And then we'll tuck him back in where he belongs. Let go. We'll tuck him back in where he belongs after we resin. So he goes right there by that berry. That berry does not want to act right. So I'm gonna just, don't let me forget that, okay guys? So I think I'm gonna do 1 ounce of resin. So we'll do 1/2 and 1/2. Yesterday we did too much and it's possible that we'll do too much again. Make candy cane shorter. I can't pull that out now, it's too late. He's glued in and he has 14 things piled on top of him. So he is staying. 1/2 ounce of resin. 1/2 ounce of, where are the lines? Hardener. It might be a little long, but it's there now. It is there to stay. Okay, so now let's mix. Let me grab my gloves. This is pretty cute. Pretty cute. Get my gloves on and we'll start. It kind of does look like a red bow, doesn't it? Not bad, just the two little nuggets. It just needed something there, and I couldn't figure it out, and I thought, you know what, let's just do that. It doesn't have to be something specific, just throw a little something on there. So a 1/2 ounce of hardener in this cup. Ooh, my stomach is growling now. 1/2 ounce of hardener. And half an ounce of resin. Whoa, 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 Nelly. All right, now I need a bigger cup to mix that in. Make sure that's clean. And where's my squeegee? Yes, I would love that. We move in March 1st, Rosetta, and I would love for you to come and see me. So we're going to dump this in a larger cup so that we can mix properly. You're going to love it. You are going to love it. I went by there today, and they were doing the framing for the inside for my office and our little break room and our classroom. So excited about that. Thank you, Bonnie. I think it basically is just a vivid imagination. Right, all the juice out of there. We're gonna mix this for 3 minutes. Yeah, I see that. I kind of like it with the greenery off too, but I still feel like it's a little naked there. If we left this off, I don't know, maybe just pinch off one of these things and stick in there. What do y'all think? One of the little green pieces? Yes, a classroom. A classroom, a warehouse for cutting glass and shipping glass, kitten making. All right, so once we get this on, before we decide about the greenery, we'll futz around a little and see what we like, okay? Because I kind of agree, I do like that you can see what I painted. Maybe if we just broke off one of these little pieces, or even just the 3 pine cones with their berries. Yes, Jenny, I absolutely am. Y'all can't get rid of me that easy. Yeah, I agree. Molly says she likes it. Just the pine cones. So we have 2 little greenery pieces. I want to show it to you close up. So it's got 2 little greenery things, and then it's got the little spray of pine cones and berries. So that's going to be our decision, or put the whole thing back. I don't really want to put the whole thing back now that I see it this way, because it was covering up some good stuff, wasn't it? Oh, Catherine said stir. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Pine cones and berries. Thank you, Sherry. We may just bust it apart and just test it. Pine cones and berries. Leave the green, leave the big green off, because that's what's taken up so much of the background, I think. I thought it was cute till I took it off. Then I was like, oh, I don't know. Ooh, y'all. Thank you, Molly. Thank you, Jenny. The background I love so much. Thank you, Amy. I think the background makes all the difference in the world. It's always like that, Jerry. Always like that. Thank you, Catherine. Catherine says time's up, so I'm just going to give it one more quick scrape. One more quick stir around the edge. And I'm going to go ahead and hit all this. I do have some debris. Let me see if I can get rid of that. Can't really tell with this background. But I'm going to start with my glass. We'll get all that covered. And then we'll decide about the greenery. So I'm just drizzling over this glass to make sure it's all covered, so none of it pops off. Then we'll get all this stuff. I'm going to especially make sure where it touches the canvas that there is resin, so it sticks. And that one's kind of hanging off the edge, which I do like. We'll add to our little faux ribbon and our icicle up here. Oh, y'all think I'm moving stuff? No, that candy cane ain't going anywhere. It's got so much stuff piled on it. The pine cones. I can't wait to see y'all's. Let's get this candy cane tapped down. We'll squish a little bit of resin up under him. Thanks, Sharon. Whew. Spread around. Just want to make sure he's laying in the resin. And everything that's touching the canvas has resin on it. All right, so now I'm going to pull this out just for a second. It's kind of loosey-goosey. Get that resin right in there and then tuck it back in. Hang on. Now I'll tuck it right back in that little hole and hopefully it will stay put. Get in there. There. Now. All right, now I need to we'll add some resin to the top and spread that out to the edge. We'll come down to the bottom. I'm trying to take a peek at the top and make sure everything is covered. So I'm pulling that excess resin away from that line of glass where it's kind of pulled up heavier. Then we'll add this resin. Really makes that red pop, doesn't it? A little more resin. I see some debris. Get off there. One ounce is perfect, by the way. I'm going to save just a smidge for just in case I need it for whatever we do with that greenery. All right, I'm going to go around, look, and make sure everything is covered nice. More debris. Looks good. Kind of looking at it in different angles. Okay, so I'm going to go around my edge with my finger. I'm going to get a little more resin on those pine cones. Normally would pull those off and then put them back, but I found that it doesn't bother me too much if they shed a little. I'm going to hit this with my heat gun before I decide what to do about the other piece. And just pop any bubbles. This is so cute, y'all. So after I came back from the dentist, my jaw was hurting me so bad from the 475 shots they gave me. And I was just like, I am canceling my life. But I'm so glad I didn't, because this was fun. And it looks so cute. So I'm going to show it to you close up. And then we're going to decide what to do. There is all the deliciousness coming out of the top of that mitten. So now, I think, scissors. Let's do this real quick. I'm going to cut off this piece here. I'm going to scooch this over just a little. I know it's a lot of sirens, aren't there? So I'm going to get rid of that. And I'm going to come over here and do the same thing. It's just kind of twisted up in there. So I'm going to untwist. And then maybe we'll be able to use the little twisty wire to, come on, add a little extra element. I'm going to cut that. There goes another. That was probably the po-po. Or not. To give that a little extra something. And I'm thinking, what do you think? Just put that right there. All right, I'm going for it, y'all. Where's my pick? Where's my pick? Where's my pick? Need to, my place filled in a little, but it was right here. Hang on, hang on, hang on, hang on. Right here. We may have to add a little something else to it. Trying to get it in where it looks right. Hang on. That looks pretty cute, y'all. I don't want to add a bunch of resin to that, but I do want to add a little. And right in there where I attach the stem and where that berry's touching, I'm just going to drizzle a tiny bit. And I'm going to add something, not any of you. I'm going to add, I want to add some little something 2, I'm going to see if I can find a green bead. 2, that's 2 green. Where the stem is kind of showing. Oh, no, that was terrible. Where that stem is kind of showing, I need to add something to cover up that stem. So let me find just the right thing. Yes, I like that holly leaf showing too. I'm gonna just throw another berry in. I like that all that's still showing. It was kind of being hidden before. All right. I need to situate some of this stuff back to where it was. I think we may be done, guys. What do you think? And we used every bit of that. There's maybe, you know, one little drizzle left. So I think I'll hit this with the heat gun one more time. Just, let me scrape that off, just to make sure. Oops, thank you, Miss Jean. And you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna add some snow to the cuffs. This is just crystal luster seed beads, tiny little iridescent seed beads. We're gonna add a little bit of that because we can. I'm gonna drop some right there, just to give the gloves a little more sparkle. Voila. Push that back in. Grab you up and grab you up where you don't belong. I'm gonna hit this with the heat gun and then I'm gonna show it to you guys. I think you're gonna love it. It is our creation. I put mine on low. Teresa, I keep mine on low unless I'm drying paints. And then I put it on high, but I keep it pretty far away. You need to keep it on low. It will burn your resin if you don't keep your hand moving, and if you put it on high, you're more than likely to do that. So let's look at this close up. I want you to check out the background too. While you're looking, look at the background. Look at that. That is so cute. Oh my goodness. Look at all the goodness that's in there. Turned out nicely. Nothing's too obnoxious. All the stuff's still showing. I love this, guys, so much.